So the point of the message, when we think of a message and we try to understand in human interrelationship, is supposed to be for helping somebody else, for benefiting, for sharing information, sharing knowledge, tips, advice, and sometimes the advice is on topics that are unusual, or topics that are just not the most welcoming kind of topics. Religion, spirituality, mysticism, a lot of stuff to deal with, a lot of knowledge, a lot of information that that is difficult to absorb and difficult to deal with. So that's why your best friends. That's why your best friends are supposed to give you the best advice. But when you have friends that either don't have any information or are not very interested in sharing what little best advice that they have, that should be a sign that those friendships are not workable, beneficial friendships, and that they're pointless. And comes the point in time for everybody, for anybody, or should, I would think, that you're like, well, this is not any longer working, this is not any longer beneficial. Laughter and fun and jokes, that's one thing, that's fine, but in the real world, you need help. In the real world, you need somebody to tell you something when something's not working for you. In the real world, you need somebody who can actually give you the real feedback that you need for your business, for your personal life, your affair, your hobby or your health, your diet program, your whatever self-help routine you may have. You actually want some honest feedback. And so that's kind of like when you find out who is a friend and who is not a friend. Because false friendship is quite common. And I don't have anything for false friendship. Get them all the time, especially on the internet, especially on Facebook. Not especially on Facebook. I love Facebook. Facebook is the best. But a lot of the people on Facebook, a lot of people on Facebook that friend request are not the best. And you don't know why they friend request. Because they either are not interested. What I mean is, you don't know what may have been going through their heads. Because some of them can say some really strange things. So it's kind of like, I don't have to value that. And unfriend as soon as I can. And I don't hesitate to unfriend anymore. So you have to unfriend and break those relationships that don't work. And that's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. So that's all. And what doesn't work, just break it, get rid of it. And if you can replace it with something that does work better, that's the smart thing to do. If you can't find something that works better, then you would have to consider streamlining, narrowing down how many things you're able to do, how many things you're able to accomplish, and being realistic about that. You can't do everything. And so if you can't accomplish everything that you intended to accomplish, if you can't fulfill all of your New Year's resolutions, for example, if that's what you're basing your itinerary off of, then you can't, then you have to admit that. But there's always time well, what I mean is, what you need to do is to restructure. And so restructuring, revamping, reordering your endeavors, hobbies, vocational development, pursuits, so forth, is almost necessary every now and then. Necessary. So